So that was Ex Libris, Love Is Thy Sin, from the album Amygdala. Tell me, oh great Gomthog, why did you pick this song?
Ex Libris, that's a Dutch band. Of course, I love metal from the Netherlands. To me, that's a hotbed of metal, just like Canada. This band, fronted by Diane van Giersbergen, who's now the vocalist for the symphonic metal band Xandria. Brian, I chose this track after listening to our last podcast. You criticized my selection from another symphonic metal band, Asmodeva, and in part, in your critique, you talked about how it was too slow and too plodding. You know, as if there weren't hundreds of doom metal bands who employ that technique, and even classic metal bands like Black Sabbath who often play at the slow tempo.
Right.
And looking back, I mean, I'm slapping myself that I didn't call you out on that red herring. But, you know, ever the one to accommodate, this week I'm offering up a symphonic metal selection that's very up-tempo. And, Brian, I love this track. To me, the guitars, they're aggressive, clean, clear. They're heavy, but no down-tuning. Diane's vocals, they're way up there. The last note that she hits in this song, it is absolutely Halford-esque. The drums are strong. You know, got that double bass kicking in to push the tempo. They've got the extended keyboard and guitar solos, just magnificent. The composition flows really well. I mean, to me, it's hard to believe that it's a 8.5-minute long song. It just flows by. I love everything about this song. This is absolutely, Brian, one of my best picks ever.
Yeah. Let me just go ahead and say this, because I know you're expecting it. Of all the songs you've nominated, this is worse than all the other songs together that you've ever nominated. Oh, my God. Listen, dude, I got to tell you straight up. When this song starts, it grabbed me. You know how I talk about a song grabbing me by the balls and pulling me along? I was so excited. I thought, oh, my God, he's got something great here. And then the piano started, and I went to check the door because I thought the doorbell was ringing. Oh. And then the singing started, and I went to turn the TV off, the PBS channel. Oh, my God. This song managed to combine elements of metal, suburban mid-America, and public broadcasting all in one fiasco.
You know, we're going to have to get some theme music just to start these segments. Brian's, of all the songs you've ever played, this is my least favorite segment.
It amazes me how you continue to get worse. Oh, God.
So again, I chose this because, to me, it addressed one of the critiques you had of the Asmodeva song, that it was plodding. Again, even though metal can be plodding, that's perfectly fine. You didn't like that. I chose one that you can't. I mean, this one, it is up tempo. It's not moderate tempo. It's up tempo.
Okay, let me say this. In fairness, if this song didn't have the operatic singing, and let's just be clear about this right now. This woman is super talented. That last note would fit perfectly at the Metropolitan Opera. But I don't like it in a metal song. If this song didn't have that operatic singing and the symphonic piano playing, I love the guitar. I love the tempo of this song, but it's just so overwhelmed in a horrible way by the other parts of this song.
So what you're saying is, when she hit the note at the end, because the technique she used was operatic and a different technique than Rob Halford would use, even though they hit the same note, you like one and you don't like the other.
You know, I could say that, and I say that truthfully, but I can't explain it. There's a difference. I hear a difference when she sings it and when he sings it. I don't know why, and maybe that's unfair. I'm not trying to be unfair here. I'm just telling you that. I mean, let me put it this way. On their Facebook, they have this quote. This is, "We stand out as a unique voice within the genre." To me, this sounds like almost every other symphonic band you put up. I think that's part of the problem I have with it. It's the same.
Wow, I don't think, again, to me, what distinguishes them is they don't use down-tuned guitars. It sounds to me 100% different than almost every other symphonic metal band I listen to. They almost all use the down-tuned guitars. This one doesn't.
Now maybe
I'm shocked that you don't bring that up.
well, this is what maybe that's this. I was thinking about it as I was listening to this. Maybe that's part of the difference between how you experience the music and how I experience the music is that we each find a genre or a type that we love, and within that genre, we're able to distinguish. Everything else sounds like white noise compared to what we like. And maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, which I really don't care, but to me, this sounds a lot like the same stuff that you put up before, except for the two things I mentioned, which were over the top. But I'm not downgrading the talent of this band. Like I said, if you take away the vocals and the overpowering synthesizers, I like the music. But for me, I can't get past the fact that all I hear when you play those songs are operatic vocals and synthesizers. Sorry.
Yeah, and so, I mean, the synthesizer, of course, a wide range of metal bands use synthesizers. So, we can have that discussion. I'd like to actually save the operatic vocals discussion to another podcast where we talk about vocalists, because I've got some arguments I want to make about that. Yeah. To address your concerns that I think are misplaced. But the synthesizer, I mean, you've got keyboards in so many of the bands that you play.
Yes. But it's not what is heard in the song. It plays a different role. It is the support. It is the backing, the bass of the song. It is not what stands out. And that's the difference for me.
So when in the Velvet Revolver song that you chose,
yes,
there's a classic rock and roll type of piano sound in the background.
Yes.
That to you is because of the way that's played and that it's in the background a little bit, you think that's actually more metal to use a classic rock and roll type guitar, a classic rock and roll type organ or keyboard sound than this?
Well, I'll put it this way. I didn't hear the classic piano synthesizer sound that you're talking about in the Velvet Revolver song that we talked about. It did not register. It registers when I listen to the symphonic metal.
How could you not hear that? Did you listen to your own song?
Absolutely. But that's the point.
You didn't listen. If you don't hear the keyboards in the Dirty Little Thing song, you didn't listen to it.
That's the point. It's how you and I experience music. All I hear is the guitar in that song. All you hear is every element of this song. You did it a while ago. You went through a checklist of what this song has. I don't experience it as a checklist. I experience it as a sound. And the sound that dominates is the one I make my judgment on.
Yeah, you keep using the word experience. Maybe you're experiencing it or not. I don't know. I know I listen to the music, and from where I stand, it doesn't sound like you're listening to the music at all. How can you not hear the keyboards in the background in the Velvet Revolver song?
Let me put it this way. You have a beagle in your house, a dog that can smell 20,000 different smells when it smells a hamburger. It smells the salt, the flour, the ketchup, all the ingredients. All I taste is the hamburger, and that's all I care about. Is the hamburger good or not? I think you're the beagle, and I'm just the slob-eating hamburger guy of metal here.
I mean, I don't want to call you some sort of retarded dog, dude. That's because that sounds bad. I don't know how you can listen to music and say, well, there was an instrument there that I didn't hear. I don't understand. You've said before, you don't understand how I don't experience music on a colon level, I guess is what you're saying. I don't know what your terminology is.
Well, I would say soulful level, but you don't believe in that. So that's another podcast.
But, I mean, I've got ears and I can listen, and I can, I'm knowledgeable enough. I understand the basic possible instruments that can be used: guitar, keyboards, bass, vocals, drums, accordion, whatever. and I can hear those things. I just don't understand how you can say I listened to this song and you didn't hear that.
Maybe it's because I'm a really shitty guitar player, but I played guitar.
Dude, you're actually not that bad. That's the thing.
I noticed that. That's the first thing I look for when I hear a song. And that's the thing that I want to see driving the song. If anything else drives the song, to me, it's a waste of a good instrument, man. I just think that the guitars are what make metal in whatever form you choose it.
So what do you think drives this song, Love Is Thy Sin?
Well, I thought it was a guitar until I heard the damn singing and the piano playing, but, I mean, you know, I got really excited. I was like, oh, my God, he's finally got one for me, and then, you know, I went to hell. Okay, that's not fair to Ex Libris. This band is extremely talented, and I give them that. And the songwriting is good.
You don't need to go there because you've said before, and I actually agree. The issue of talent, well, I'll make this argument. I think it takes on average, more talent to play metal than many other styles. But I will agree with you that talent, the presence or absence of talent doesn't define it as metal.
I would agree with that completely. I mean, you know, there are country singers that I go, man, they're really talented, and their music sucks, and that's what I said when I heard this song. And
there are metal bands that, you know, have zero talent, like Quiet Riot.
Oh my God, you are going to hell. Do you know that? They are one of the preliminary metal bands. They started the scene in L.A.
If that's the case, I you know, turn away from the metal faith because I can't have any faith in that.
Let me tell you this. I don't think there'd be an Ex Libris without bands like Quiet Riot.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
sorry, dude, that was my phone. No,
what the hell was happened there?
That's another song you wouldn't like. It's from Steel Dragon, called "Wasted Generation." That's my ringtone.
It sounded like they were like an animal in a trap or something. It didn't sound good.
That's what metal should sound like. That's a perfect definition of metal. It should sound like an animal in a trap.
Torture? So, even though this is a song that had some strong guitar work that at least initially attracted you,
some excellent guitar.
and was very up-tempo, you still give it a resounding thumbs down.
Because I can't get past the other elements of the song. They dominate it for me.
Well, again, I'll just say one of my best picks ever in this. I stand behind that 100%.
I say you're the retarded dog in saying that.